Welcome back, everybody, to Passive and Aggressive. What episode is this? 49. We're almost up to the big 50.
It is 49.
You thought I guessed, did ya?
I thought it was 48.
I know what I'm doing.
You sound like the schmo.
Do I? It's not intentional. In case you guys don't know, this is a podcast about gaming, sports, MMA, a lot of me insulting Nick, a lot of bullshit in between. We're going to waste a lot of your time here, in case you don't know.
Wow. We'd be pretty optimistic about the podcast.
Just wasteful. We're talking about our latest weekend. I went blind a little bit during a party. Nick's been trying to get new jobs.
Don got out. He tripped balls for no reason.
You know what? What do you mean for no reason?
You guys will find out.
Why you need a reason?
He didn't take no ridiculous drug. He just, amateur
I didn't
hour.
say that I took a ridiculous
Anyways, also,
Go on.
talking about Spiderman Far From Home.
Yep.
We saw the movie. Overall, amazing movie. We spoiled the fuck out of it. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, go see the movie before you listen to the podcast.
It's true. Yeah, just stop it right now. Go see the movie. It's so good.
Also, Star Wars Galaxy Hero update from me,
Yeah.
myself, and I.
He's not doing
iPhone.
well. He's not
Bullshit.
doing well at all. If it wasn't for me,
Hater.
he literally would have lost his Grand Animator.
Hater.
You'll see. I also preview some new shit coming out from Nintendo, a new Switch that they've announced. I also detail Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is coming out in like 2 weeks or something. It's going to take up a lot of my time. You may never hear from me again.
Huge fan of the series.
You don't know. We detail a little bit about what's happening in NBA as usual because that's just a fucking roller coaster. A little bit of a,
I think it's slowing down.
It
now.
is slowing down. We're on a kiddie ride right now, but Russell Westbrook went places, and we talk about it.
Next biggest thing that can happen to CP3. Other than that, it's pretty much done.
I
Though.
hope he just becomes a free agent and retires or something.
I hope we don't become a Piston. We also talked about UFC Fight Night 155. The results. Shout out to your eye favor. Amazing fucking performance. Unbelievably happy for him. Also, Team Alpha Male did really well. Broke it down a little bit. UFC on ESPN 4 broke down the main event a tiny bit. Talked about a couple other hot takes in
Hot
MMA.
takes. We always have our hot takes.
Yeah, enjoy.
So make sure you stay tuned. A madman. I'm pretty sure you're doing yoga when I got home today, so let's not say madman
I was doing the
shit.
last set of insanity. It was like the hardest fucking
You were
part.
in down doggies, whatever bullshit. Don't lie to me, sir. Philosophical difference.
We're back, everybody.
Are we?
Thank God I just now hit the record button because Don was trying to be all philosophical over here.
Happens sometimes.
And nobody wanted to hear that shit.
Everybody wants to hear that. That's literally why you're listening to this show. In case you didn't hear in the intro, this is Passive Aggressive. I am Dalton Johnson. I am passive. I'm here with Nick Marchwinski. He's an asshole. That's
I am what I eat.
passive and asshole. Nick, get your shit together. How you doing today? This
I
week,
can't complain.
this month, this year. How you doing
Whoa.
in your life?
Slow down.
Start me from the top.
Don't say that because I can go on like an hour and a half tangent.
No one wants to watch that movie.
But overall, I'm pretty good, I guess. Had a decent Monday, pretty productive Monday.
That's fair.
Got 2 job offers
Damn.
via email, which is just a little
So nothing.
start.
So nothing.
It's a little start. It's like, when the recruiters reach out and you're like, hey.
Which never happens, so fair.
Right. Which has been it's an improvement for where I've been. So for the folks who haven't been listening to the podcast, I have been trying to get into a new career for since June. It's about a month and a half.
Yeah.
Technically, I've been trying
It's been longer than that.
Since last year.
Yeah.
And I was not getting any good job opportunities whatsoever. And a lot of it was me just half-assing shit, just making one resume and throwing shit out and hoping that the shit sticks somewhere and kind of not holding myself accountable to actually put the effort in specifically for a job.
Like you do the minimum, and if it doesn't work out, then fuck them.
Right. And then I had a horrible mindset about it. I can't get any job. This is fucking stupid. And I started to get a Debbie Downer about everything and shit. But this time I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to put a little bit more effort into it. If I don't have the education that's needed for these side jobs I want, then I'm going to go out and get it. And I got my PMP certification this year. In April. That was one of my yearly goals.
You can mention that whenever we can.
Lightly brag. Nothing wrong. Humble brags. And I after I got my certification in April, that's when I started applying. So I got it April 15th. So it's been about 2 months.
Yeah.
Because July 15th.
Do you know months?
Something like that. April, May, June, July. So 3 months. Damn. Yeah. So it's been an emotional roller coaster, I could say, when I apply to jobs. Because at first, once I got my certification, I was specifically applying to the best jobs that saw fit. That no matter what, that's the only one job I want.
Sure, yeah.
And just to see if I would get any callbacks or anything like that. And I had a couple opportunities in the very beginning with just networking with my cousin and things like that. And one of the jobs that they wanted me to interview for after talking about my experience and such, they pretty much said they feel that I have the experience for an associate project manager, a program manager, opposed to like an actual project manager.
Sure.
Which I kind of agree with because I've never like had the title of a project manager. I've done projects.
You've managed projects though.
Yeah, and I've been a supervisor of operations, but I want to go into a whole new field, a whole new industry,
New endeavors.
So I don't want to. I definitely think it'd be a lot easier for that transition if I have somebody that is kind of like guiding me through, like a project manager or like a manager, and I'm a supervisor role, things like that. So I've been applying to more of those jobs, and since like past couple weeks, I've been applying to them, and I got 2 hits on email, so that's pretty cool.
Just like that.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice. It must feel good after all that hard work, and
it feels okay. It's definitely better than not getting anything. You know,
yeah.
It's like an emotional, like I said, an emotional roller coaster with it, because like you think that you deserve, or you think that you're entitled to the things, like whatever position you want.
Yeah.
And like me personally, when at my current job, it's an okay job. It pays okay, but I feel like I'm worth more. Yeah. And I like the company itself, just like the morale of the company seems pretty decent. It's just there's zero room for growth, and they've made that very clear.
Right, they want you to be in your spot right now. Well, there's you know, you never know, I might open up, so keep your head up.
Years for now, and like no compensation whatsoever after being there for 2 years and things like that. So you know, I just want to get what I'm worth, and there's nothing wrong with that. So the longer I'd spend to get the job, the more down I'll get at work. Sure. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm wasting my time.
I'm still here. It's fucking awful.
So it's easy to have a negative mindset about it. And then once you have a negative mindset about one important thing in your life, it definitely spreads like a fucking virus.
Down. Yeah.
So it's not a good way to approach things. And like that's what happened to me last year. It really did. And it's like it spiraled out of control. And I'm not letting that happen this year, you know? So take it one step at a time.
Compartmentalize.
I don't want to get too high on the highs, because if you get too high on the highs, the lows are just as low.
Crash it down like a fucking
it's good to stay in a good medium.
There you go. Balance in all things.
Yes, Thanos style. Oh. Camera guys seen a little fly. Oh.
Also seeing you just grasp at air for no reason.
I think I got it.
I'm pretty sure there was
Bruce
nothing
Lee.
there.
Anyways, so that's what I've been up to.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Other than that, just working out like a madman.
A madman? I'm pretty sure you're doing yoga when I got home today, so let's not say madman shit. I was doing the
last set of insanity. It was like the hardest fucking
You were in down doggies, whatever, bullshit. Don't lie to me, sir.
It's called in and outs. It's like you're like at a planking position, and then you like jump in with your legs.
Oh yeah, that was
like
a hard
ab workout. Yeah. In, out. That's after doing like 3 minutes.
At the end of it, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's 1 minute of that.
That's fucked up.
It's like really hard.
Insanity's fucked up. Whoever invented that, you should go to jail.
Sam tried to do insanity with me today.
She was like crippled for days.
I convinced her. I was like, just do the regular one, not the 30-minute one where there's no warm up and there's no stretching.
It's not better.
Just do the actual one. It's easy. Nope. We started at like 3 p.m. She had nothing to eat all day. She had a headache.
Foolish.
I was like, just whatever you do, just don't quit. Like even if it takes you 50 breaks, just don't quit.
Yeah. Go slow if you have to.
Bitch quit after like 9 minutes.
9?
No, probably like 15. The warm up is like 9 minutes. It's like 3 minutes. It's 3 sets of 3 minutes of workouts, which is just like jogging, jumping jacks, Heisman things. It's funny watching her try to do some of these workouts. Now,
you're so judgmental. I can't imagine doing workouts with you on a daily basis.
I wish I had recordings of myself when I was 288 pounds trying these workouts, because I was explaining to her because I was laughing and she was getting like a little bit insecure. And I was like, it's not that big of a deal. You should have seen me when I was 288 pounds. It's fucking hilarious.
Who was laughing at you though?
Me? Jolene, my aunt, watching me.
Okay, fair.
You know, it's okay. It's nothing wrong to laugh at yourself. So,
but when other people are laughing at you, especially people that you love.
Yeah, it's even better.
No.
Yep.
No, it's not. It's worse.
So, anyways, yeah, she did pretty good. She got past the warm up and she did the stretches. And once the actual workout came, she's like, "No, fuck all that."
That's rough.
Yeah,
so. I've warmed up for the rest of my day. I'm now leaving.
Took like a 2-hour nap after I finished my insanity, and then
when I first did, I think I did like 35 minutes of it. You told me the same thing, don't quit. So I was like, okay, I won't, but I'm going to sit down real quick. That's for damn sure.
You didn't get back up?
I got back up.
Oh, okay.
I just did it slowly, is all. This weekend, we also went to a friend's, not a housewarming party, but it was our first time having a party at his new house. There's no furniture there except for some couches in the basement, but...
Well, congrats to the friend.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I don't know if we should say his name or not.
We shouldn't keep that motherfucker in silence and hidden away.
That's a nice house, though. And Wyandotte. I can give you guys the address if you want to like send him some shit.
DDoS's network or some shit. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have Wi-Fi. That was one perk of the fucking party. No Wi-Fi. Who has a house with no
He
Wi-Fi?
just got the house. He's new.
Wi-Fi's the first thing you get.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the same next day.
Yeah.
Following day.
While we were moving in, Comcast was coming in when
Yeah.
we got the apartment.
But not everybody is as nerdy as Dawn, so.
It's true, but Martin is, so. Whoops, sorry. So, whatever. But yeah, that was fun. Drank a little bit, had like 4 mixed drinks, got about as baked as physically possible.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
We passed around. Not you. You weren't there because you're a stupid person.
I don't do
Stupid.
drugs.
You don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. I'm a anti-drug guy. I have that, what is that shirt that they used to have in high school?
Dare
Dare
to do drugs, says Nick Marchwinsky.
Dare you to do a drug.
We passed around like 3 blunts and a bowl, and we were outside in the garage. Suddenly my vision starts like, patching away a little bit. Like it starts getting dark. Shake your head all you want.
I don't buy it.
Why? Don't, like, I'm lying or what?
It's never happened to me before.
So if something doesn't happen to you, that means it's physically impossible.
I gotta look this up.
Whether it's real or not is what happened to me. I'm sure I didn't go blind literally,
blindness a side effect of smoking marijuana.
Like my vision just slowly started patching away. I was like kind of seeing things, but everyone was like covered in black. And then we were getting ready to go back in the house, and I was like, okay, let's go. And you're like, Dalton, are you feeling all right? I was like, yeah, except I can't see. So I was like, oh, what? They grabbed me by the arms and walked me outside, sat me down on the sidewalk, and we stayed there for like 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm not joking. I could not see. There was no way I could have went down there and functioned as a human being.
You don't think just for like a second you were just tripping for a little bit?
I was obviously tripping. I was clearly high, but I'm saying that I could not see. So whether I was tripping or not, there was not much I could do about it because I could not see.
Okay, let's see.
Research is happening.
The first study explains a cellular mechanism by which marijuana may improve night vision.
That didn't happen. It was daytime.
The research is based on an observation that Jamaican...
Why are you still reading this? It's clearly not applicable.
Well, fine. The second study included 28 marijuana users and 24 people who did not use the drug. The researchers compared the working of the retina in both groups to see whether marijuana affects the function of cells called retinal ganglion cells. Okay. It's literally ganglion just merged.
Nice.
Ganglion cells.
They just make up words.
These cells are responsible for transmitting electrical pulses from the eye into the brain, CNN reports. So take that for what you will, Eddie
I have
Bravo.
no idea what you just said.
The study found there was a delay response time for marijuana users compared to people who do not use the drug. This may impact the eyesight of people who use marijuana regularly, even if the influence is very weak, the researchers said. Yes, I think you just kind of like tripped a little bit.
I'm sure I did, but I couldn't see is the point. I'm not saying I got a temporary blindness affliction or a disease or some shit.
You said you couldn't see for a half hour.
Yeah, that's about how long it took. It slowly started fading back. I was eating some pizza.
Were you panicking though? Like,
not really. I was trying to keep calm. Like, okay, this is going to go away pretty soon, right? And then suddenly it just kind of enveloped everything. It was like someone was holding a black cloth over my face. You can kind
did
of
you
see
eat edible too?
bit.
Or did you just
No,
smoke?
I don't think so. Like I said, we had 3 blunts going around and a bowl.
Well, he hasn't smoked in like a minute, so
Right, it's just kind of small social shit, drinking those little Kool-Aid drinks that have the...
that is an edible. That counts as an edible.
I don't know if I didn't have that.
I think you... Yes, you did.
Not before I started smoking, though. I did have it later in the night,
yeah,
I
because
think.
you were drinking like a mixed drink.
Right, I just had a screwdriver, and that was what I was rolling in. Anyway, point being, I had a rough time for a hot 30 minutes, but... Friends, good support system took me outside, sat me on my ass. No, you weren't nowhere to be found. I wasn't going to go anywhere near you.
As soon as I found out that bullshit, I was like, are you fucking kidding me,
I know,
Dylan?
you're so judgmental. I can't tell you anything. It's horrible. Jackie was like, Martin's girlfriend was like, are you okay, buddy? Can you see now? I was like, yes, Jackie. I was sitting here playing video games with the group.
Thank God you didn't just have me out there, because I was just like, bitch, get your ass inside.
Slap me across the face. Might have helped. Who knows, honestly.
There are stories of people tripping balls, though. It's a thing.
I'm not saying it's not a thing.
I have a cousin. You know my cousin.
I do know your cousin.
He had
multiple cousins.
One too many edibles. Like, he was growing, or he wasn't growing them. He was baking edible brownies and selling them. And while he was baking the brownies, he was eating the batter.
That's not a good idea.
Like the cookie dough after, but it's like brownie dough. And he was eating it while he was cooking them. And then when it was cooking, or once it was finished cooking, he had 2 brownies. And he got like baked out of his fucking mind.
Yeah.
Baked so bad. And we were young at the time. He was like 17.
Yeah.
So still lived with parents and shit. His dad came home, and it's a true story. I wasn't there, but it's a true story. But as soon as his dad came home, he seen my cousin, I almost said his name, on the living room floor. And he was arched. Like just leaning his back like this, with the spine twisted
Okay.
or spine bent.
Okay.
And he kept telling his dad that his spine was bent and he couldn't. He needed to go to the hospital immediately.
Oh damn, that's pretty rough.
Yeah. And then his dad kept telling him he's tripping, like you're fine. And he kept saying also that he couldn't talk because his jaw was out of alignment. He'd be like, look. And just move his jaw.
Just moves it over.
Yeah.
Look what happened to me. That's pretty.
So yeah, people trip. I've heard of other stories of people smoking for the first time. I have a coworker who smoked for the first time ever. Took a couple hits. It's like completely against his religion and everything, whatever.
Boy.
And just fucking bolted out of the house that he was at.
Oh, no.
He was barefoot, ran like 2 miles.
Okay, good workout.
Called the cops.
Oh, that's not good.
Told on himself. They had to go to the hospital.
Oh, they turned himself in. He's a good person, I think.
My other coworker was so pissed because she had like all the
had to deal
smoke
with
at the
it?
house. She's like, "What the fuck if the
And the
cops
cops
come here?"
just show up.
Because that was when it was illegal and shit.
Yeah.
But that's fucking hilarious. Like, so I guess happens. But
Anything-
you're a fucking veteran, bro. I don't get it.
Anything can listen. I don't know what exactly you want from me. You're like sitting here like that shouldn't happen to you. Like it didn't, or like I have control over it. Like I was like, okay, let me just wipe my eyes or something.
The typical smoke that we get ain't the best. It's not the most potent smoke
Our friends are connoisseurs.
because they purchased it from the store
Exactly.
and they probably brought top grade shit.
Probably.
just to socialize with. So you probably got a little big.
And like I said, I maybe outside of drinking those drinks have smoked from one of our other friends' little pens. And
every once in a while.
that's the extent of my smoking. That's only like on weekends. On Saturdays, apparently, is smoke day. But this
Smoke
time
day.
was a lot.
Smoke day, shower day.
It was a lot, and we haven't smoked like that since like 2 months ago.
Yeah, when I get my new job, I'm getting fucking. I hope I go blind because if I don't, it's not a fucking success.
I've been lied to. This is a fraud. Well, so that was a fun party anyway. I snapped out of that after some pizza. We played some Smash Bros. Played some board games. It was
fun.
It was pretty fun. Before that, we got to see Spiderman
Oh yes, we did.
Far From Home.
What did you think overall? What would you rate the movie out of 10?
9.2. I call it the second coming of the original Iron Man.
Damn. What would you rank Iron Man?
9.3.
Rotten Tomatoes scores it's the tomato meter at 90%. Audience score 96%.
Okay, so I'm literally right in the middle of that. It's
Yeah.
pretty fair.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
also thought it was an amazing movie.
It was a nice return to normal superhero movies. It kind of
after Endgame.
right. It
which
teased that intergalactic threat, but ends up being
keeps it small.
Yeah, keeps it a earthly thing for.
Which I imagine would be hard to do. Like
I have to imagine
and make it like a really good movie at the same time.
Also, the thing with comic book movies is most people that are really into it already kind of know what's going to happen. So keeping them on the edge of their seats, keeping them guessing at how the problems are going to get solved, it was really well handled. Obviously, Jake Gyllenhaal's an amazing actor.
Yes. Also, Tom Holland is
Tom Holland did great. I think
fuck the haters.
like the story overall was kind of second fiddle to his coming of age, him becoming the new Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really handled well.
His acting for that. All right. Just so everybody knows,
Spoiler alert!
that was like non-spoiler review. It's an amazing movie.
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
to go see it.
Skip
Lots
like
of
skip like
spoilers.
15 minutes.
More than that, bro. I got so
Seriously,
much-
you're
yeah.
going ham on us?
Yes, I took a lot of notes on this movie.
As soon as we got back from the movie, it was like midnight or something on a weekday, right? Mm-hmm. And he goes straight to the bathroom onto the shitter. I can hear an analysis of the movie coming from the bathroom.
I like to watch my analysis.
Just
videos,
not
bro.
just
Don't judge me.
instantaneously. I'm judging.
So, yeah, overall amazing movie. So I have a lot of Easter eggs that I wrote down.
Tidbits.
Yeah, and also too, like I was gonna say, Tom Holland did an excellent job of portraying a teenager who is clearly overwhelmed with his
Yeah.
responsibility and is in that legitimate rock and a hard place, just like his uncle said in the old Spider-Mans and in the comics. With great power comes great responsibility. So he knows he has to handle these fucking superhero situations, but at the same time, he's
a
a
fucking
fucking teenager.
teenager
And he's trying to get some pussy.
Okay.
And pretty much, that's
one
all
way
it
to
is.
put it.
And it's pussy that likes him back, so it's good, you know. It's like legit romantic shit.
guess
Aww,
so.
you know. So great movie.
Yeah.
But first, fun fact: it's the #1 movie of all time to be released on Tuesdays, box office wise.
Very specific stat, but all right.
I know. Only reason why I got released on Tuesday because 4th of July was on Thursday.
Makes sense.
I think it should have released on 4th of July. I don't get it. Anyways, also it already has $572 million grossed worldwide.
That's it?
I mean, it's pretty fucking good.
I thought it was more.
It might be.
I think it's like 800 now, honestly.
I just looked this up this morning,
Oh, you did?
but I mean,
I thought I saw a stat that said 800 worldwide.
Far From Home box office. Let's see. Box Office Mojo. No, it's not that's a reliable source.
It's incredible. Who knows?
It says domestic total as of July 14th is 274 million. Yeah, then plus foreign 572 million.
Yeah, that's 800.
Oh, I didn't add
that. Was just foreign.
It's Far From Home. So worldwide, 847 million. I'm glad you caught that because
you're welcome, yeah.
I
almost sound like a goddamn fool.
Yeah. So
your first tidbit. You're fucking wrong.
Yeah. Fuck off. Anyways, another fun fact.
Okay.
All right, we're going into some spoilers here. I'm just doing the Easter eggs. The zombie Iron Man. He's an actual character in the comics.
Yeah. All right.
Because there is a Marvel's zombie edition created by the person who created the Walking Dead comics.
Oh, Robert Kirkman.
Yes, sure. So fun fact.
That is all.
Like a little Easter egg.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That was fucking creepy and it bothered me to my core.
Fuck yeah, Mysterio's a fucking G, dude.
He is.
People believe Captain America is dead. Like the
world does.
Overall mass of the world thinks that he's dead. They
showed the little in memoriam Tony Stark, Captain America, Black Widow.
Right, which I don't know if that's even like a Easter egg or not, but like we all know,
we know he's old.
He's old as shit. He's old man Cap, but the world thinks he's dead. So that's a fun little
we could
tidbit.
see a surprise return sometime.
All the Elementals had a shout out to their first Spider-Man appearance in the movie. Okay. And these Elementals, like they're called Elementals, but they wanted those Elementals to represent a Spider-Man villain. Like the fire one is Molten Man, the sand one was Sandman, the water one was Hydro Man. Okay. What's the fourth one? Was there a fourth one?
No, fire, earth, water,
air.
Yeah. The air one was the finale. Yeah, big stormy guy.
Yeah, I don't know specifically what that one is.
Big stormy guy is probably his name.
So there was a license plate number 463 in the background of the Sandman one, which is the date of the first appearance of Sandman, which is the Amazing Spider-Man 4, so 4 in 1963, 463.
Nice.
Then there's also a license plate that says ASM.
It's just license
212, or not a license plate. I think this one's on a boat name.
Okay.
So Amazing Spider-Man ASM, Amazing Spider-Man 212 is Hydro Man's first episode. Yeah, and there was another one from Molten Man, but I write that one down because you get the hint. So little things like that was pretty cool. Quentin Beck in the comics, who's Mysterio, he's a special effects wizard. He's like just above everybody.
You need to get the fly, bro.
And I know I'm not Bruce Lee. And in the movie, they also made him special effects and a holographic wizard.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
He helped Tony Stark with his
barfing technology.
Yeah.
So they definitely made Mysterio as close to the comics as well as making him mesh in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well as possible. I feel like you can't do much better than that.
I honestly did not know that he was a fake going in.
What?
I honestly didn't know that.
I told you.
No, I don't think you did.
I told you he's a bad guy.
You told me he's a bad guy.
Yeah,
you told me he manipulates people. You told me his little run-in he had with Wolverine in the comics.
Yes, in the Old Man Logan comics.
That's about what I knew. I thought he was actually from a different dimension. That's why I was prefacing that maybe we see some other Spider-Man or something. You're like, oh yeah, that'd be a cool thing, wouldn't it?
I thought you knew. I purposely didn't tell my girlfriend because I wanted to see from somebody else's perspective who's not like balls deep in the superheroes.
Apparently not.
And I was like, did you have any idea he was a bad guy? She said, no, I had no idea.
Oh, I knew. I pretty much knew he'd be a bad guy, but
yeah, fun fact: in Old Man Logan comics, he convinces Wolverine that the Brotherhood of Banners, whatever Magneto's fucking
that's a Game of Thrones thing.
Oh well, whatever Magneto's fucking clique is with Magneto, Juggernaut, all those motherfuckers, Mystique, all of them. Mysterio convinced Wolverine that those people were trying to take over Professor X's school.
Okay.
So Wolverine went apeshit and killed them all because he was the only one there and like they were trying to take over.
Yeah.
Turned out it was all the X-Men. He killed all the X-Men.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Good thing comics don't really hold any weight to what happens.
Old Man Logan's a fucked up comic.
Yeah,
it is.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So this just goes to show you like, how good Mysterio is. He's like the human Loki.
Yeah.
Another thing. Wait, what did I say? Oh, Betty Brant, the girl who was on the broadcast in the high school.
Ned's girlfriend?
Yes, and Ned's girlfriend. I wanted to lead into that, but fuck off. But they were actually married in the comics.
Who?
Jesus Christ. Can you not hit this thing?
There's a fly, man.
Betty and Ned
They got married?
Yes, they got married in the comics.
Holy shit. Throwbacks to literally everything.
Also, the co-host of the broadcast, Jason McIndale.
You're so horrible at pronouncing
I'm not good at
things.
names, guys.
No.
He is a villain in the Spider-Man comics. And
Uh-oh.
he bullied Peter Parker in high school.
Oh, we haven't seen any
I
interaction
didn't know.
with him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're going to actually show that in the future because I don't expect this cast to last 20 years, you know what I mean? Or 10
Probably
years.
not.
So I think it's just like little Easter eggs for like the super nerds.
It seems like Flash is the guy who's taking over that bully role.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though he's a fucking scrub. Which I just realized he was saying to his little thing the whole time. Hey, what's up, Flash Mob? I was like, what the fuck is he saying? Is there literally like a mob based on there? But Flash Mob.
Yeah, he's cool, man.
Fan
I
club.
feel for him. His parents don't give a shit about him. He's the rich
Not at
kid,
all.
you know?
You see his text like, is mother and father going to be there?
Yeah.
And then they're not.
I feel for him. That's why he's bullying.
Flash.
He got some maternal shit going on.
Just like you.
Hey, I'm not bully.
You literally pat yourself on the chest when you said that. What?
Feast.
Feast.
Food Emergency Aid and Shelter.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Aunt May's
homeless
nonprofit
organization.
In the comics and in the video game that we played,
Yep.
it is a nonprofit organization that helps the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
In the movies, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they brought Feast into the movies by trying to help people with the blip.
Which is interesting. Definitely an interesting way of approaching it.
Yeah, it's cool that they brought it in. So it makes Aunt May something to do in the show other than just having a really nice
hot.
ass. Her ass was fucking fat. She got a fat ass. I kept telling my girlfriend that.
I don't know why. Yeah, I thought about saying you literally said it twice. Like
She
she's got
does,
fat
dude.
ass. Why would you tell your girlfriend that?
Fucking.
She don't give a shit.
Get to work.
What?
Get to work.
Oh my god.
There was a sign in the background when they were doing the speech of Spider-Man was all freaking out and shit in the very beginning. It was a sign of like the wrestling from the very first Spider-Man movie.
Oh,
and
yeah,
in the comics,
in the cage fighting.
Yeah, when it's Macho Man's like, "You're going down."
I got you for 3 minutes.
Yeah, so they gave a little callback to that.
That's cool.
Nick Fury meeting Spider-Man is the almost exact same way in the comics.
Oh,
he met him when he was under 18. Pretty much like told him like you're mine once you're 18. So
Jesus. That's
definitely
really weird out of context,
threw
but okay.
Spider-Man in the ringer of like, no, you're a superhero and there's shit you can do about it. Like I don't care. You got too much power to just be a little high school kid. Which kind of sucks. You know when on the airplane when they're trying to watch movies and they're swiping through, like you got the Where's Wakanda.
There was In Memoriam Tony Stark one.
Yeah.
Man of Iron, I think.
Yeah, there was a Nova movie.
A what?
A Nova movie.
Nova.
Do you know who Prince Nova is?
I don't.
He's a really, really good Marvel character. He's like super powerful. He's like a
figured he's a
cosmic
Marvel
entity.
character.
He's been referenced in a few movies, like in Iron Man 2, I believe, with Wakanda as well. So they're definitely teasing him.
Interesting.
And the movie was like the producer of the movie, I believe, is the Doctor in the original Thor. You know the Doctor who
Steven.
I don't know his name. He's from Pirates of the Caribbean. He's like he's Orlando Bloom's dad on the boat. He plays the same character.
Steven Selig.
Yeah. So he like produced that movie. So that's kind of like what he's doing nowadays.
Huh.
And
it's a movie producer. Interesting.
Earth 616.
Yeah. That's what
Mysterio said our Earth is. That is the main Earth in the comic universe. That's the Earth that we watch.
Up till that point, I thought it was still an intergalactic thing.
And it might still be. They just didn't confirm it at that point. I mean, it has to be, right?
Maybe there's a multiverse where he is actually that kind of character.
The Earth 833 that he said he was from is the UK's Spider-Man's world. Spider-Man's Earth. So definitely a little callbacks.
That's cool.
Peter, when he made his suit at the end of the airplane, when like, Happy gave him his little pep talk and shit, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Shit sucks. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And he like started like balling out, got his shit together. When he put his hand in the little thing to make his Spider-Man suit, it was the exact same way Iron Man did in the first Iron Man.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Little callback.
They're even playing Iron Man by AC/DC. I love Led Zeppelin.
Also, little callback, or not callback, but it's just like paying homage to Captain America and Avengers Endgame. When he's fighting Mysterio in the last battle, he picks up a sign, a random fucking sign, part of a street sign. And he picks up, it's like a mace-looking thing. I forget exactly what it is.
It's like a flail.
Yeah, when he's fighting all the drones. It's exactly the same stance that Cap had when he grabbed his shield and he grabbed Thor's hammer.
It's called Mjolnir.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty much showing like Spider-Man's...
It did look familiar. I was like, that looks familiar.
Spider-Man's the new motherfucker in this bitch.
He is, yeah. He's the new first Avenger, quote-unquote.
Yes. I got a couple other ones. Let's see. I don't want to spoil these ones just yet.
We're pretty far past spoiler
Okay,
territory.
so J. Jonah Jameson.
Woo!
So please tell me if you watched the movie, you watched the end credits. If not, here you go. J. Jonah Jameson is in the Spider-Man movie.
The OG J. Jonah Jameson, the only actor who should be allowed to play him.
J. Simmons.
He's looking old, to be frank.
Yes. And if in the original Spider-Man in the comics and all that, he's like, it's like the Daily Bugle is like up there with like Times. What is it? Times? New York Times, things like that. In this, it looks like it's kind of more of like a conspiracy-based online show, like an Alex Jones kind of thing.
I could see it. That would make sense. Yeah. So they're just trying to stir up the
social media time. Yeah. So so J. Jonah Jameson is in this motherfucker, and he has a video for Mysterio at the very end of the show, or at the very end of like the fight scene, that gives away Peter Parker's identity.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
Fucking crazy.
Because it was as Mysterio was dying, right? So how did he get the time to even do that?
Did he even die?
Right.
Like, there's a lot of theories that he didn't, and I don't think he did.
He fooled what's her fucking name? What's the
Edith?
He fooled Edith.
Even dead, I am the hero.
That's like such a great acronym. What a
fucking
pompous piece of shit.
And I heard that there's speculation that Edith was fooled because Spider-Man asked, "Is this a hologram?" Is this a hologram?
Like, nope, it's real. He's really just laying there.
Right. So it could be something stupid like that. I
guess so.
And which is pretty cool because at the end of the Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man is Peter Parker in 2019. 2008, the very first Iron Man movie. Yep. I am Iron Man to end it. That's exactly how it ended. So it's definitely like it's paying homage to the very first movie that started it all. This is the last movie of the phase 3, I think. Yeah, I think it's third phase. Which is pretty cool.
It is cool, yeah.
Spider-Man 3 is going to be a fucking free-for-all for Aunt May, for Mary Jane, for Ned. All the bad guys, the Sinister Six. You got Scorpion in jail. You got Falcon. What's the Vulture in jail? Mysterio may still be alive. They're probably gonna add Kraven, which
need some Dr. Octopus in our lives.
They're probably gonna add Doc Ock. But another fun fact about Kraven is they were gonna have Kraven as the main bad guy in Black Panther from Wakanda. Oh, so they definitely could still do that. Like have him come from
little
Wakanda,
crossover,
like a tribe from Black Panther or from Wakanda.
They'll bring Black Panther in.
Yeah, for sure. That. So it's awesome, amazing movie. That was just a few of the spoilers I found. There's a whole bunch more. I just didn't want to write like 80 of them. I literally wrote 20 of them.
Yeah, that's good.
Just pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome. Definitely a good movie. Can't wait to see what like I'm glad that after the whole Infinity War like arc is completed that it's not like a dud now. We're not just over it. Obviously, we'll reach a point where we're over superhero movies. That's kind of just what happens.
Nah.
That's just what happens, bro.
Nah. I think if they continue with the same mold that they have right now, there's no reason why we aren't going to. If they start putting less time and effort into them, aka Game of Thrones last season, then we'll start to fucking start to get pissed at them. But it definitely seems like they're putting in, the story is still just as good. Yep. The effects are amazing. The actors that they hire in for these movies are getting better and better. Like they're what's Jake Gyllenhaal, John Wick. What's his guy's name?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in a movie coming up. They already got in the Eternals. They got Angelina Jolie.
Yep.
And I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of other A-list actors that are coming in this motherfucker. It's true. So it's gonna be good for a while. They still got.
I'm not saying it's going anywhere anytime soon.
They still got the Galactus series. Also Spider-Man at the end of it turned out Nick Fury was a Skrull.
Yep.
That's huge.
It's really huge, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's like leading into the Secret Wars story in the comics, which was a war between the superheroes and the Skrulls, I think. I don't know too much about it, but I know the Skrulls are like the main bad guys in it.
I mean, Nick Fury was just chilling on their ship like a normal, like his business as usual. He's like on vacation.
Yes, and that ship is a ship in the comics, and that's where like Nick Fury's hub is at one point in the comics. So
interesting.
The shit, man.
They left the door wide open. I'm really happy.
I loved it. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
So on to gaming.
Got some gaming shit for you.
You want to go first since I just talked for a little bit?
Sure.
You want me to just
no, you actually go ahead.
How good I am at Star Wars?
I got two things and they kind of lead into each other, so let's hear how your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes failures are coming along.
Failures.
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 What stars are you revving? Oh, he has 7 stars, isn't he?
Yeah, you can't get them.
Gear fucking 5 or some
Gear 9.
Shit.
Okay, so last week I've been giving you guys weekly updates on my Star Wars Galaxy Hero game. Last week I unlocked the Millennium Falcon. Just unlocked this. It's 5 stars. Before I unlocked the Millennium Falcon, I was having a hard time staying in the top 20.
Right.
Now that I have the Millennium Falcon unlocked and it's somewhat maxed out, my Admiral Akbar ship's almost maxed out. He's one away from gear 12. I'm consistently staying in the top 15, no problem. And sometimes I can sneak into the top 10 and get an extra 100 crystals a day. It's pretty important.
Pretty good. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Now, from last week, the Jedi Revan event was out. Got Revan easily, no problem. And as Dalton said, I'm only gear 9 because there's a lot of stun guns that are needed. And if you guys play the game...
Stun guns fucking suck!
Yes, if you play the game, you know how fucking annoying stun guns are.
It's a gear piece that pretty much every character needs, and they need a lot of them.
And it's hard to get. They purposely make it hard to get, so you have, like, if you really want to get
incentivize.
you just buy it.
Just
incentivize.
incentivize.
But we play this game free to play, right, Dalton?
Yep.
And it's not going to be worth it. So being patient with it. And even with a gear 8 Revan, who's only double Zeta'd.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, needs one more Zeta to be maxed. I went from being waking up at like anywhere from 400 to 450, sneaking into like the top 300, and then like the following day waking up again at 400 something.
Yeah.
I ended today at 133.
Whew. That is quite an upgrade.
Significantly improved.
I don't know if your rewards actually go up that much.
No, that's why squattering ain't that big of a deal to me, but...
If you can squeak in the top 50...
which I think I have a pretty good chance. Because you gotta think about it, I don't have gear 12 Revan yet, which is pretty huge. Like, my Revan's weak as fuck. He ain't triple Zeta. My Jolie ain't gear 12 yet either. And once I get my Jolie gear 12, I can upgrade his mods. And his mods are fucking as stacked as they possibly can be, pretty much. I probably got one of the best mods in the game with that 24 speed. Just saying.
Yeah, mine are bullshit compared.
Yeah, so I'm pretty confident I can get in top 50 with that.
I believe it.
Also, I finally got the 2 characters I've been trying to farm forever. Revan and the Millennium Falcon. I'm now farming for Dark Revan.
Darth
Revan. And I have... For Darth Revan, you need Darkside Bastila, HK-47, Canderous Ordo, Karth, Anasi, and Juhani. My Canderous is 100 on 100. It's 7 stars. Bastila's 7 stars. HK-47, 7 stars. Karth, I forget his name, is 94 out of 100.
Okay.
Juhani is 60-something out of 100.
Oh,
so
very close.
Easily going to get it by the time.
Yeah, it's not coming back around for like 3 months, so.
Yeah, not like 2 months. They're doing
2 months.
Doing it pretty fast.
Yeah.
And also, to get Malik,
that'll be a tough one.
You need all those characters.
And all the light side ones.
Yes. Light side and dark side requirements for the Revens at 17,500 power. So I got both Revens obviously will be at 17,500 power by the time I get them. No problem. Dark Bastila is 17,000 is like 20,000.
It's Bastila Fallen.
Whatever. Bastila Fallen is 17,500. My Karth will be 17,500 once I get to 7 stars. It's gear 11. My HK-47 is an easy 17,500 once I Zeta him. So I think it's plausible that I can get Malik because all I really got to focus on is Juhani and Canderous to get to 17,500. And then on the light side, I already have Jolie. I already have regular Bastila.
They're pretty far up.
I'm gonna have to focus on Mission Val. What's the other one?
Zalbar and T3.
Zalbar and T3, which it don't seem like that difficult. So it could be possible. Because I imagine like 2 months from now they're gonna have the dark side, and then maybe a month after that I'll have Malik. Are they gonna go at the same time?
I'm vaguely worried they'll come out at the same time.
If they do, I might miss out, but that's okay.
I'm sure a lot of people miss out on it.
Yeah,
because they're just gonna be focused on Darth Revan. They're not gonna realize
right.
that Malik is a package.
I'm cognizant of the situation.
You're what?
Cognizant.
Spell that for me.
COGNIC.
No.
I gotta type it. Let me type it.
I think it's like SCIENT. Cognizant.
Let me see if I spelled it right.
You didn't.
Nope. It's COGNISANT.
Exactly.
It's pretty easy. So I think I might be able to get on time.
Good.
But even more importantly, the only reason I started talking about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes on the podcast, cause we've been playing it for a fucking year now at least. They just added a championship arena, which is like
championships.
Which is a whole new ranking system that you can use.
It's like ongoing. It's similar to the squad arena he's talking about. We are playing against other players' teams, except you get a shit ton of teams. It's your whole character pool against their whole character pool.
And this is a game within the game, whatever, that I am really good at because I didn't focus specifically on the squad arena characters.
Not just one team that dominate.
I have a whole flock of teams that are really
flock.
Good. So my overall power, it may be the same as somebody who has the light side Revan or dark side Revan or even both.
But once they blow their loads on those
2 teams, like my rest of my teams are good. So, in the current one, because there is one that's on right now, they have these championships every other week or something.
Yeah.
I'm in the Bronzium League, which I found out those leagues reset every time.
That's pretty bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know how exactly that's going to work. Because,
how are you supposed to progress?
Right. So maybe...
It's just based on your power?
Maybe they're just testing it out because the first one was weird. You know, they had like that issue and they restarted. So I don't know if it's going to stay this time going forward. We'll see. Because I was in the Bronzium League last time when I finished it. But now I'm in the Bronzium League again. In the first tournament, I came in second place. I won 2 out of my 3 Grand Arena battles.
Right.
And I only lost to 1 because I fucking lost to some bullshit Ewok team.
You underestimated the Murder Bears.
I underestimated them. This time...
You almost did the same thing.
I was 2-0 right before the podcast. Literally right before the podcast. And I was like, do I got to like battle this out before the podcast? And I was like, oh, sure, let's go do it. And I fought this guy who he had a better team overall than me for sure. That HK-47 droid team with HK,
G13,
General Grievous, IG-88 Magna or whatever. IG-100, Magna Guard, I mean. And then like some other droid. Yeah. A really, really good droid team who's like they just recently found out it's like a good kryptonite to the dark side rebel team, which is cool because the more variety, the better. That's how I feel.
I know, if it's not just one team that's beating everything.
Right. So I seen he had one of those teams, and he also had a Padme team, which I'm like, oh shit, because I've never
goals
figured out
for me.
Never figured out how to beat a Padme team. I'm sure I could look it up and figure it out.
You kill Anakin first because he just goes ham on people every time you kill someone else.
I feel like every time I try, just protection after protection is like I get him close and they're full health again. I'm like, what the fuck? But I've never done it with Revan, so who knows?
Fair, yeah.
So soon as I clicked on it, it started like 30 seconds before that. And he wiped out my entire defense.
Yeah, everything was gone.
All of it. I was like, oh my God. And I looked and I noticed it took him 2 battles to beat my Jedi team.
That is how the scoring is done. It's how well you do in the battles themselves, not just clearing them out, because obviously you can both clear each other out. It's just
sometimes
how well you do.
Yeah. A lot of times I can't. Like the first 2 battles, I couldn't. I just outpointed him.
Well, that's how you lost the previous time. You underestimated Murder Bears. You had to go in a second time, right?
Right, correct. So you get a extra bonus point for beating him out with the first time. You get bonus points if all your characters are at full health. You get bonus points if they have full protection. So I knew that this battle was gonna be close. I had to strategize. And long story short, I don't remember exactly his characters yet for each battle. At the very end, it was his Rogue One team.
The Jyn Erso, Cassian Andor, the robot,
Bastan, and a Scarif Rebel person.
Scarif Rebel, yeah.
Yeah. So there was only like 70,000 power, but at this point, your whole team's like pretty much gone.
Right, you're using your scrubs of scrubs.
Right. So I was gonna use my first order team. So like, it might take 2 tries. I don't know if my first order team can do this. And Dallin recommended I use my Night Sister.
I saw you had a Talzin, Mother Talzin. Yeah. Every time I try to fight one of those teams, I have a pretty decent Jedi team, I'd say.
Right.
I get fucking wrecked.
That's because
it does damage just to your health, and you can't really kill them very easily. So they just start ticking down.
It's
slowly.
Crazy because like you kill when they're Zeta, you kill Mother Talzin 3 times, and
bullshit.
You finally kill her, and then it's like that's when the battle just begins.
Right.
Like they get better when the more of them die.
I know,
because they help attack, and then as soon as they kill one of them, they're all back alive, and it's like fucking crazy. Those
literally
zombies. They're motherfuckers at times.
Yeah.
And mine aren't Zeta'd out, so I didn't think they would be that special.
You were lower power, like 4,000 lower.
Yeah, I think I was 66,000. He was like 72 or some shit, and fought it out. Didn't look too good at first, but you know how those Night Sisters are. Ended up wiping them out. My entire team was full health at the end of it. And ended up winning the Grand Arena Championship by legitimately 3 fucking points.
And this is that's a very small margin.
Yeah,
it's like 5,000 points.
It was like 5,660 and 5,663 or some shit like that. I was pretty happy.
It was insane.
Good time to be a nerd for Star Wars for sure. So I'll get extra. My reward is 2 Zetas and like a few Omegas and a bunch of mod gear to rank up my mods. Or rank up my mods. And those 2 Zetas work out perfectly because now I can get that 3rd Zeta out of Revan.
Yeah.
Son.
It's all coming together
Top
for
100, motherfucker.
Meanwhile, I'm slowly ticking away at all my bullshit. I don't think I'm ever going to reach any of it. I'm going to end up quitting again. I'm going to have to restart again in a year or so.
If you want my advice, focus one thing at a time, no matter what.
I'm aware of this, sir.
Okay.
I don't want to play the game. You realize it was
what I did.
You realize it was me that got you into this game, right? I started first.
Yes, you started first, but now I feel like I'm the veteran.
You're not.
I'm like old Ben. You're like a young Luke.
Which is better?
You're like an episode 4 Luke.
Little baby.
Yeah,
little gun.
You're very optimistic about the shit. No, you're like Empire Strikes Back, Luke. You're like the shit hits the fan. You just found out Vader's your fucking
Hands
father.
cut off, and
you
now
have
I'm
no
struggling.
idea what you want to do right now. If you just want to continue, if he's like, fuck it, I was going to dark
Some
side.
bullshit.
So I'm in the back of your head trying to give you some advice. You know,
It's raining.
Oh, it is. I was gonna say, why are you looking upstairs? Like, there's people up there or something?
Am I gonna see it? Don't be stupid, Nick. That is cool. Yeah. So Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. You know, I'm glad that we're able to like play that game and not dump money into it because it's tempting.
I almost did when I missed out the first run through of Revan and Darkseid Revan because I knew my squad was just gonna be completely obliterated, and my ships weren't doing good because I missed out on Millennium Falcon. But I stayed patient.
Yep.
And now I'm doing pretty good. The game comes in waves, baby.
Sound like a surfer. Yeah, it is good. I heard there was this kid that spent like either $3,000 of his parents' money or like $8,000. It was on FIFA, I think. You know, the Ultimate Team bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like causing an uproar. People are really upset about microtransactions in games nowadays.
Did he get his ass beat? I hope so.
Probably. I mean, they're discussing like altering the parental controls of the game. So,
dude, I might fucking kill that kid. Start
$3,000 on digital footballers.
I feel like if you had any college fun, that fucking shit's gone now.
You better learn how to be a footballer if you want to do anything in life now. So yeah, keeping on the topic of gaming, there is a new Nintendo Switch coming out.
Yes, you told me this.
Have I?
Yeah, like the off-brand one.
Well, I previously mentioned that there was speculation that there could possibly be a couple versions coming out, including a basic version with non-detachable Joy-Cons and a Pro version that's more powerful, you know, similar to your PS4, Xbox One.
Oh, so they're like making an upgraded one?
Maybe not. But right now, they're coming out with the first variant called the Nintendo Switch Lite. The price point is $200 compared to $300 for the normal Switch.
Okay.
Non-detachable Joy-Cons, smaller screen, no dock or TV output.
That's gay.
It's strictly a more mobile-focused system.
In the most respectful
of course
way possible. It's like a rage thing when you're playing Halo or something like that, you know?
Sure, yeah. Sure. Happens to everybody.
Yeah.
That's a scumbag. So you can pair your spare Joy-Cons to it if you do want to play like a co-op game or something. But the idea is, you know...
It's like a handheld game?
It's literally like a handheld. I'm thinking that they're trying to get this to replace the Nintendo 3DS, which is easily at the end of its life cycle.
So they're making a new handheld game, but they're not making a new Switch.
Exactly. It is a Switch. You can play all your current Switch games. There's not a lot of word about how the saves will transfer over, which I think is a big deal for obviously people that currently own a Switch.
Right. Which
would be cool, right? I mean, you're playing Zelda. Maybe you're going on a trip and you don't want to take the full fucking thing or something. You just take your little bitty handheld. Comes in a multitude of colors. There's even a Pokemon Sword and Shield themed versions. It's got the legendary on them. Looks dorky as fuck.
I think I might.
If I might come out with like a purple one.
I think I might as well just spend $300 and get it to where I could, me personally,
get out like a normal thing.
Where I can connect it to connecting to the TV is the thing. Like I don't care about the small screen on. I just want to connect to the TV. That's the most important thing to me.
Yeah, I mean, so that there's not really a lot else that differentiates it from the normal Switch. Obviously, you got a smaller price point. You got different colors. The battery is a little bit better.
Oh, I was gonna say, how's the specs on it?
I think most of the processing power is exactly the same.
Okay.
During the same announcement, they've been saying that Switches are going to get an update to their processor, to their memory, all this kind of things to improve performance. Software as well. Obviously, we're fucked because we already have a Switch, so we'd have to buy a new one or something. But that kind of leaves me into my next topic.
I feel like the target market for that Switch is
people that kids definitely, handheld. Because I mean, if you do have a Switch and you do have kids, obviously it's not something that we really experience. Yeah. But kids have sticky hands just for no reason. So your Joy-Cons getting all sticky, they might pull them out, break them. This one, it's obviously more compact.
I didn't think of it that way, but I just think like every kid has everybody had a Game Boy back in the day, so everyone's gonna have a Switch now.
Exactly.
You know, so.
And I think this $200 price point will go down. Should go down. I expected more of like a $150 thing for this.
Even that though, in like 2019, that's not horrible.
For a system, like the Switch is a pretty powerful system.
Do you think that's overpriced?
I think it's overpriced right now, but I mean, it's their initial price point. I'm sure it'll go down.
I'm surprised, like Microsoft, Sony, none of them made their own handheld. They're just like, fuck
Sony's
that.
done a lot of handhelds.
Have they?
Yeah, the PS Vita. There's another one.
The fuck is that?
You know, I owned one of those. I think it was literally like the little Switch. It was just a little fucking PlayStation thing. It didn't have any PlayStation games on it, but you could plug in its own handheld things. It was a Final Fantasy game, Crisis Core. It was really fun.
That's probably why I failed miserably.
Didn't fail miserably. It was widely accepted as a great hand. Never mind. Neither here nor there. So what I'm thinking is we may need to buy a new Switch.
Not that one.
Not that one, probably.
Yeah.
Because on July 26th comes out a new Switch game called Fire Emblem Three Houses. You don't know anything about it. I know that for a fact. Fire Emblem is the game series where my Smash character and Martin's Smash character came from. Marth and Ike. And Roy, the guy we try to get you to play. They're all from different Fire Emblem games. This is the 15th game in the series.
Jesus Christ. Why is it popular?
Yes, it's very popular. Very, very popular. Mostly in Japan. Probably haven't heard of it. And also, you think fantasy games are gay? You're literally...
I've never said that in my whole
You
life.
absolutely have said that.
I've never said that in my whole life.
You're just so respectful, aren't you? This is the first game in the series on the Switch, obviously. I personally have only played Path of Radiance. That's the game that Ike is from. I played that for like 30 minutes. It was for the GameCube. Came out in 2005. I couldn't get over the bad graphics. I've also played Awakening on the 3DS, but I rented it, so I didn't get to play like over an hour. So I have very limited...
Throwback.
I know, right? I have very limited experience with the Fire Emblem genre in itself.
But you're going to play this one?
I'm definitely going to play this one.
Are you going to beat this one?
We'll see. The creators describe Fire Emblem games as a role-playing game simulation, which doesn't tell you very much. But the gameplay revolves around tactical movement with characters across grid-based environments while incorporating a story and characters similar to traditional role-playing video games. So it's like a strategy game with the battles anyway. You know, you get your troops, you move them like a chessboard almost.
Oh, shit, like Warcraft?
Pretty much, yeah. Except, obviously, Warcraft was like... definitely top-down view.
Is it? I thought I was expecting like a Final Fantasy story-based game.
It is story-based. That's part of the thing. So you're doing these little battles in between story beats.
So the battles in between are the overhead views?
Yep, it's like a tactical thing. Normal games had like a rock, paper, scissors dynamic. Each character was either mounted, which beats swords, which beats lancers, which beats mounted.
Okay. Sure.
So you got to strategize. Which ones do you prioritize? Which ones do you send to the right areas? Dynamite? Yeah. You're one of those kids, huh? You're a fucking loser. So this game is actually taking a pretty drastic change from that. Whereas previous stories kind of followed one character like Ike, like Marth, or in Awakening it followed Lucina.
It's called Three Houses.
It's called Three Houses.
So my speculating is going to follow 3 different families?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
You create a character. You by choosing a gender and a name, your character, like your looks, is predefined because there are like cinematics that include you, and you're supposed to interact with.
You're probably one of the houses at the end of the game. Surprise! Spoiler.
You actually play as a mercenary in a continent with 3 rival countries.
So you're Braun.
Similar, yeah, I can see that. The 3 rival countries, like I said, they've been at war before. They're at peace right now. And there's this monastery in the middle, and this monastery has an officer academy. Something happens in the beginning of the game, no spoilers, but you get invited to the academy.
Does a Catholic priest invite you to the academy?
It's not Catholic, obviously.
Something happens in the game.
I think your dad dies or some shit.
Jesus.
So it's apparently a pretty dark game, from what I've heard. But you get invited to this officer academy to teach up-and-coming officers in the art of war, like, swords and arrows, and they've expanded on the whole 3-weapon system. There's like magic. There's just a big list of things you can train these students.
So they've modernized the game pretty
Definitely
much.
modernized it, fleshed it out a shit ton. You can choose to represent one of the 3 countries, the 3 houses. There's the Black Eagles, led by a princess of their country, the Blue Lions, led by their prince, and the Golden Deer, led by
fucking lions and eagles, and you bring a fucking stupid ass deer.
I mean, you think about the Baratheons or something. I mean, their logo is very similar to the Baratheons. Honestly.
Man, a fucking eagle would fuck a little baby deer up.
Why does it have to be a baby deer?
Because how's an eagle gonna fuck a big deer up?
It's not. So
why a big deer won't?
That's a straw man argument, Nick.
Big deer won't fuck an eagle up though. You know what I'm saying? Lion don't fuck all of them up.
You're right. I think I might choose the Blue Lions personally.
But blue's such a lame color. Like, what was the other one? Black and gold.
Black Eagles who have like a red color. And
that's cool.
Blue Lions.
I'd probably be the Black Eagles.
I can see it. Each country, each house has its own set of characters, its own students. So you get invited to be a teacher. You bring these students up from nothing. You form personal relationship with.
Got a little Padawan.
Multiple little Padawans. You can
only have one.
You can have multiple. You can teach them how to advance in certain skills. Obviously, they all have their own little niches, but you can train them up however you like. You can train them in strategic, classic Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem battles. This is your fault. That are presented in a surprisingly cinematic way. Previous games have kind of been, like I said, top-down, pixelated graphics. The GameCube version looked like ass, like I said. But this one, as the battles go out, it zooms in. You get to see the students that you're fleshing out in close-up battles. They're doing badass moves.
And you control the battles, right?
Yeah, you control the battles. You send them, on their way. And if any of their students die, they're dead. Like, forever.
Yeah, just, turn the game off, restart it.
I mean, I'm sure you could do that if you're a dumb asshole who doesn't like
smart
progressing in the
and
game.
You know how to work the system.
There's apparently going to be a casual mode in case you don't want to lose all your characters. But as your officers grow, you form bonds as you progress through them. Like I said, they may die permanently, but between storyline battles, you get a set amount of time marked on a calendar to do these school-oriented things. Like, you can go to them and make them dinner to improve their stats.
Them dinner?
Yeah, cook for them. Teach them how to cook. Or you can...
they can cook for me. Are you serious right now?
You'd be the worst teacher. Oh, my God.
Fucking A.
You can talk to them socially, interact, solve their problems for them, build, a bond. Apparently, you can marry one of them at the end of it.
That is a little too far.
It goes pretty far.
That's like that Catholic shit I was talking about. But
how?
You're gonna marry little children?
They're not children. These are grown adults going to war.
So. I hope this ain't like back in the day when you can marry a little 14-year-old.
It's not. They're all adults.
Thank God.
What's the matter with you? Why would you even go there?
Drake could play the fuck out of this game.
Damn! Random jab at Drake. I mean, I agree with you. Fuck him. But you can't focus on everything, so you can kind of do these things. But you're right. You can only have one Padawan, quote unquote. You can only focus on a few things, given the amount of time. Apparently, at the end of the year or at some point during at the end of the school year, it skips forward 5 years. So you get locked deep into your house. Apparently the story goes way off the fucking rails.
Yeah, a little blip happens.
Exactly. Yeah. Literally 5 years, wasn't it?
Good storyline, Red Emblem.
Exactly.
How original.
I think they've been working on this for a really long time.
So they have any good early reviews?
There's been a lot of previews, and everyone's saying a lot of good shit about it.
About time Switch did something right other than Zelda.
Apparently, the opening half of the game focuses on that school-oriented thing. You're teaching these students, you're raising them up from nothing.
I guess that's cool. How they have a huge story part. Like half the game's one segment of it.
Right, it's like a build-up, literally.
Zooms in the future,
and then bam, you're in the middle of it.
It's kind of like Resident Evil 4, where it's half the game is you trying to save the president's daughter, and then the other half of the game is you finishing the rest of the story.
This is a really big deal. Yeah. So apparently it's like an 80-hour experience. Just like I said, you choose 3 houses. Each one has its own fucking storyline. So 80 hours per house. That could be a 200 fucking something hour long experience.
Just try to beat one, bro.
I might try to beat one.
Don't just go 10 hours in one and then stop.
Well, that was fun. Let's try a different one.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't think it's. I wouldn't even get that much out of it. I think a lot of the variations come from the later quests that you have with the characters. Because like I said, each house has its own set of students. Each have their own personalities. You can solve all their problems differently. It's pretty interesting. It seems to be like a anime themed Harry Potter with a war theme, and
you're gonna marry your
crazy
Padawan, bro.
Probably crazy customizability. That's a weird word.
Do I have to call
what?
Do I have to call a place to put you on a list or something?
Why do you keep bringing kids into this, bro?
I feel like it's weird. You're
weirding me out that you keep bringing it up.
I don't get it.
I don't get you.
Just don't get it.
Stop trying to make it a thing. It's not a thing.
They used to be talked to a couple times.
So my point is that I'm going to be stealing the Switch from you. You better hurry up and finish Legend of Zelda, because you're not going to be having that for a very long time.
You said it's coming out on the 26th or something?
26th. That's like 2 weeks from now.
That's okay.
You're going to beat the game in 2 weeks?
I can beat the game tomorrow if I wanted to.
But you're not.
Yeah, I'm not 100% completed, but I could beat the Guardians.
But you're not.
Go to Ganon. I'm beating that third Guardian right now. Relax,
but you're not.
I am.
Bet. By next week, you do not have the Guardians beat.
Dude, if I bet, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Don't fucking make it.
All part of the plan to get him off the Switch. It's working.
All right, you done?
I'm done.
All right, a little bit of MMA.
I'm going to lead us into sports. In the NBA, Russell Westbrook has made has been traded. I don't know if we talked about this.
Yeah, I know. We did last week where he said he was going to go to the Pistons.
I know that was the preview or the theory. Rockets and Miami were the other options, but he did join his former teammate / friend James Harden. Apparently, they're I think they're the only friends of each other.
No.
I saw a video.
Russ and Paul George had a good relationship.
Yeah, you're right. Good relationship. But I saw Russ at a All-Star game, and the West All-Stars were practicing on one side of the court. Russ is all the way on the other side. And who comes over to join him? James fucking Harden. So Chris Paul obviously gets traded to the Thunder, which is crazy. Chris Paul has a miserable contract. No one wants it.
Nobody wants him on
No
the
one
team,
wants him either.
except Miami.
He's like a headstrong type player who... he's
a little too arrogant for his talents.
He didn't even have that good of a year. It was probably his worst shooting year.
It was his worst shooting year. And on top of that, everybody says that he just brings him around the team down.
Exactly,
because he tries to be like this fucking hotshot boss, but he can't really lead by example anymore. And
right. So he's just
probably like a negative mentality.
Yeah. So
hope to God you don't go to the Pistons, because that's also one place they said that he might go.
I'm hearing that Miami even doesn't want him.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not willing. No deal has been enticing enough to take on that contract.
I think they're just probably have to wait until like mid-season or some shit. Trade
I think they don't want him to play any games, and I doubt he wants to play any games. So a buyout has been considered, but that would suck too. Why would you want to pay that?
OKC should just fucking let him play. It's as simple as that.
Suffer if you wanna. Even Westbrook kind of presents the same headstrong problem. Obviously, he's full of himself, but
it's definitely way more talent on that team.
His stat sheet stuffing and his relationship with Harden should at least put them in a better spot than Chris Paul did. They'll have to share the ball.
I think they'll have a better relationship.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's the big issue, is that they'll have to share the ball, though. Last year, Harden had the second highest usage rate in the NBA NBA history, right? 40.5, trailing only Russell Westbrook's MVP season with 41.7. Just fucking insane. So, obviously,
well, they play that ISO ball in Houston, so we'll see what happens.
It could work out very well. Either of them can drive to the net, be a magnet for the defenders, and then just dish it out to the other one.
To Eric Gordon.
Easy money.
They do got a really good team still.
They do, yeah.
It's nice because now it's just another contender in the West, along with fucking
Join
Utah, Portland, Lakers,
Paul George,
Clippers,
and Kawhi going to the LA, not Lakers.
Golden State.
Lots of good shit happening.
There's a lot of good people on there. And in the East, too.
Not the Pistons, though.
Pistons are going to make the playoffs. 100%.
Well, yeah.
So nothing wrong with that. It's okay. As long as you don't get CP3, I'm happy.
That'd be so funny.
I'd be so fucking pissed. I can't stand.
Chris Paul and Blake have a history. I don't know if it's a good history, but they have a history. Played in the Clippers.
Blake probably don't do it.
You never even watched any prime Blake, did you?
Like high school Blake, college Blake?
Is that what you think prime is?
When he was like Zion Williamson?
He was Zion on the Clippers.
Dunking everybody?
Yes.
Yes, I watched those highlights. I didn't watch him in the actual game.
Fair enough.
But he was a freak athlete. He's still very athletic. He's just not as
older,
explosive as he was.
And he's refined his game in the proper way.
He has higher IQ,
the shot.
and he plays more team-based game.
More level-headed.
Yes. So I'd much rather have this Blake than the old Blake.
Old Blake is pretty good.
Old Blake is flashy.
Yeah.
That's it. You ain't going to win a championship with old Blake. You could win a championship with new Blake. 100%.
We'll see.
You had another piece of the Pistons. They're a legit threat.
But what?
In my opinion.
But what?
What do you mean, but what?
Who?
Like what position or who?
Just who?
I don't know.
Not Clay.
Well, shit, not Clay.
Not KD.
I don't want KD.
No, you don't want KD.
I don't know. All the fucking free agents are obviously taken right now.
Yeah.
But I think if they had a better point guard, not Reggie.
I agree.
That's
why
Russ
could have been a good option.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. They could have fucked around, got to the Eastern Conference Finals or even to the finals.
I think that would have been pretty.
It would have been difficult.
Chance, yeah.
But
Giannis is kind of the big threat.
The West would have been hard.
I think they'd lose to anybody in the West, yeah.
No, not anybody.
Not anybody, you're right. But anybody that makes it to the finals.
I don't think they beat LeBron just because LeBron. And then I don't think they beat the Clippers because Kawhi. But other than that, they were pretty good.
I guess so. So yeah, on MMA, UFC Fight Night 155 did happen. We were
I'm surprised you know.
I know some things.
What Fight Night card?
We were at the house party while the fights were happening.
Don't look blind the entire time.
It was not the entire time, just 30 minutes out of the event. You make such a big deal out of it and try to talk shit about it. This is when you're just an asshole and no one fucking likes you.
Jesus, truth comes out, huh?
Yep.
I'm gonna fucking hit you like Jermaine Demand.
Damn.
Did you get to watch that fight at all?
I did. Yep, I saw the two main fights.
Wasn't that long of a fight?
I know it wasn't. There was some early jabs, which kind of just feeling out the thing, and then boom, out of fucking nowhere, a big right.
Yeah. What did you think of the stoppage?
Swung Lad around, and she was on the mat at like a 90-degree angle. She was not looking at the next strike.
Right, which didn't hit her in the face. It hit her in like low chest, pushed her back a little bit.
Definitely early stoppage, but I don't think it was a bad stoppage.
I guess I agree with that because I guess technically it's early, but I don't even know if you know this, but she had a horrible weight cut.
I do remember that. Didn't she she tried to cut down another pound below that just to show she could do like championship shit?
I don't know about that, but she weighed on the scale like legitimately crying and had no idea where she was. She was asking people where she was. She was shaking on the scale so bad that guy, the commissioner or whatever, had to tell her, like, you got to stop moving so I can get your weight.
Oh, God.
And this ain't the first time. She's missed weight before. She's had problems several times before.
No.
And honestly, I just don't think it's very professional. Like, if you look at her when she goes to weigh in, it just seems like she tries to cut a ridiculous amount of weight really fast. Like, she's not very disciplined in her camp where you slowly cut weight.
Definitely.
It's not like it's a TJ Dillashaw or a Conor McGregor at 145 or a Max Holloway where you're skin and bone and you're going to make weight. She still looks like she got body fat on her.
Right.
So
I get it.
It's not like she's sucked down to a point where it's drastic. So like
she hopped in the sauna the day before and
right,
was like, let's do this.
Right, which ain't professional. It's not how you do it in the new school.
It's not healthy either.
The other thing that could be happening with that though, which I'm saying it's not professional because she has a history of it. If it was a one-off with women, you got your hormones and shit.
Happens, yeah.
That is something you can't really control. I've heard like Karate Hottie talk about that. Like there's sometimes you have bad weight cuts because you like time of the month, shit like that. But I don't think that's the case for her because it's been several times. Thing. Yeah. She is a good fighter, but she definitely looked like she didn't want to be in there, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
She looked like way too calm and like, I don't know, Jermaine Durandamy looked big as fuck against her, so definitely a little bit intimidating. And Jermaine's she's a good fighter. Say what you will. Like, I definitely think she lost the Holly Holm fight. She fucking didn't want to fight Cyborg, as simple as that. To her credit, she did tell the UFC that if she takes that fight at 145 with Holly, she's not fighting she's not fighting again at 145. She wants to go back down to 135. So I definitely got spun. Oh, she's afraid of Cyborg. Blah blah blah.
She already said it beforehand. Though.
She said it beforehand, but I mean, why did she say it beforehand?
Because she knew what would be next.
So I agree with you. I don't think it could have been a later stoppage because it's the main event. You know, there's title implications.
Right.
But with the weight cut history. With the weight cut the day before, they were literally testing her up until the fight to make sure she was healthy enough to fight. And then you get that one punch where you do a complete 180.
Right. It's not like she landed on her butt and went into guard.
I think what Herb Dean did was just save her from unnecessary damage.
Which, I mean, he's seen a lot of that kind of shit, so
yeah.
I think he knows.
I think some people are hating on Herb right now because there's been like a few controversial stoppages from him, like with the Robbie Lawler and Ben Askren.
True.
Things like that, but
I don't think this was a bad
he's
one.
still the gold standard, and I don't think I think a lot of it's legitimized. Like Robbie Lawler, I agree with him.
It's
I think it's a lot of people just like hate. Yeah, oh yeah, hell yeah. It's fucking horrible. So that was the main event.
So that
co-main event.
Hang on. So for Jermaine, this obviously puts her in a position to have a rematch with Nunes.
Yeah, I don't think she's fought Nunes before.
Hasn't she?
No.
I'm pretty sure Amanda Nunes knocked her the fuck out.
Are you sure?
Mostly sure.
Don't think that.
I've been wrong before.
Amanda Nunes.
But I'm pretty sure she knocked her out in the first round. Pretty sure.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure she'd knock her out again.
Yeah, Amanda. Yeah.
What can you say?
I thought Holly was gonna give her a run for her money, and like I said last, she did fight well. It's just
Amanda played the game.
Amanda is amazing. She had kickers. Nothing more you can say about that.
Nothing more you want to say.
She did beat Jermaine Durandamy with a TKO in the first round with elbows in 2013. So it is 6 years ago. So it's definitely different fighters. But it ain't like Amanda didn't improve in those 6 years either.
All right.
No, Alexis Davis knocked out Amanda Nunes.
Anything can happen, man. It was a long time ago. You don't know shit.
September 10th, 2011. Oh, Jesus. That was one day before.
It was what?
September 11th? Was it 2009?
That was 2001, bro.
Oh, fucking Christ.
We did graduate high school that year, though.
Oh, yeah, we did.
You have a real bad grasp on time, don't you?
Yeah. So you talk about the main event, so we might as well just go back down. I did take notes of other fights, but Uriah Faber!
California old man.
I want all you guys to go back to one of the old podcasts when Dalton was just straight hating on Faber.
I was not straight hating. I was just a little worried.
Compared him to BJ Penn.
I've seen the whole old man thing came in. He looked like he had not aged a day.
Yeah, Faber, he definitely looked like he was supposed to be in there. I'll say this. It's only 46 seconds, so it's kind of hard to tell, but I will say this. Ricky Simon is a beast. He's
for real.
On an 8-fight. He was on an 8-fight win streak. He's 3-0 in the UFC.
It seemed like it was supposed to be like a stepping stone for him.
Yes. Chael Sonnen trains with him. He says that in training camp, he's one of the best fighters he's ever seen. And I told you about that before, and like Uriah's response was, "Oh yeah, there's a lot of good guys in training camp, huh?"
That's fair.
Like Uriah just didn't seem intimidated at all, and which he shouldn't be. He's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He's fought the who's who. Only fights he's ever lost are title fights and one other fight with Jimmy Rivera. He's got outpointed barely.
Sure.
But in this fight, Faber definitely took some shots early. He got rocked. He got rocked in the very beginning.
Is it
of the
not
fight.
Ricky Simone?
I don't give a fuck, dude. Ricky Simon. Anyways, Uriah Faber got rocked early on, and he even admitted he got rocked. And that I say Ricky gave him the fight that he needed to give him.
He put the pressure on
Immediately, and that's what you should do with somebody who hasn't fought in a couple years, that's older, and is trying to see if they still got it. Because we're about to find out real quick.
Right.
And it just proves that Uriah has it, because he has a chin still. Yeah. Because he got hit flush, it rocked him a little bit, but he was still cognitive enough to recover.
Word of the day.
Cognitive enough to recover and land one of the most devastating shots he's landed in his whole career.
Right. His first stoppage was strike since 2007.
Yes, and it's his fastest knockout in his whole career, which is amazing.
Pretty good fucking comeback.
Some people were complaining about the stoppage, saying it's a little too early. But, I mean, at the very end of the stoppage, he's fucking hammer fisting Ricky. So, I mean, overall, great fucking win for Uriah.
Great performance,
in his hometown. The fans were ridiculous. The whole Team Alpha Male card.
I did not get a chance to see.
I rewatched it the following year on Sunday, and the fans were ridiculously loud. Like, it was like a Connor event. Like, California love! And then this fucking, you just hear all the fans go ape shit. It was crazy. Cool. And it was a good night overall for Team Alpha Male. Like, majority of their fighters won.
Right, it was 4-2, I think.
Yes. So, overall, congrats, Faber. There is some implications that he might be fighting Henry Cejudo next.
That's what I've heard. He very boldly went straight to the call out.
Right. Which, I mean, shoot your shot. You don't got that much time in the UFC.
Yeah.
Like, who else is, like, the only person that deserves that shot at 135 is Aljo.
Yeah.
He just beat Rivera, and he just beat Pedro Munoz, who just beat Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah.
So other than that, I mean, Marlon just got beat.
Right.
So
he's got some work to do.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's Aljo or Uriah. And, I mean, if you're looking to sell pay-per-views, you're going to pick Uriah.
I agree.
So Uriah and Henry have been going back and forth on Twitter a little bit.
This I do not know about.
So pretty much all it is like Uriah does like the call out.
Yeah.
And then Henry says, careful what you wish for, my corn-rolled princess. You could be the next legend to bend the knee to Triple C.
Jesus.
Henry, he is the cringe, man. I
feel like he just has this shit like written down on his iPhone notes,
like
he just copy paste. That too, I would not.
He used to be so respectful and like just like the like Captain America type of character, and then he just like fuck it, like they don't sell.
I would not doubt if he has like a social media manager. He's like, you gotta fucking get out there, fucking show yourself.
He does it though. I give him respect.
He showed himself, that's for sure.
So Uriah responded. Yeah. He said, the cringe is real, Henry Cejudo. You could Triple C these nuts swinging over your face while you're laying on the canvas. 40-year-old.
Well,
sound like you're fucking
I think he wrote that himself.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's the California kid coming out.
That's pretty good.
And then Henry said, cute. I love the way you beg, Mr. Second Place. Keep begging. Hashtag Mr. Silver. Hashtag Mr. Second Place.
Okay. Kind of beat a horse a couple times there.
Yeah. So, little funny jabs. I think they both like each other.
I'm sure.
Yeah. There's videos of them in the past. Like, Uriah brought him to the camp, Team Alpha Male, before he was even considering fighting. After he just got his gold medal. And
shout out to his golden medal.
Yeah, so it's definitely a little it's fair play. It's just fun selling.
They're playing the game.
But I mean, I would love to see that fight because
absolutely,
realistically, Uriah is bigger than Henry. He's a lot bigger than Henry, stocky wise. I definitely think Henry can take Uriah down, but I think Uriah's jiu-jitsu is better than Henry's. I don't think Henry would try to take Uriah down. I think he'll try to outstrike him. And anything can happen on the feet. True. And you're going to see Uriah has knockout power. I think this would be a fun fight. I kind of lean towards Henry, but wouldn't that be something if that Uriah got a title and say?
I mean, crazier things have happened. Bisping.
That's pretty crazy.
This
would be crazier than that though, because he retired for 2 years, come back at 40. You know,
I don't know. He looks fucking good.
He does.
Bisping did not look that good.
When
he beat Rockhold.
Fuck you mean he didn't look good?
I mean, obviously his performance was good, but I mean, compared to like body-wise, in their form, physical? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Uriah's always been like that. His parents are
nice. Yeah,
they're fucking.
I agree. I've heard
those
that.
little
Yep.
I don't want to say. What are the people that just smoke all this? Hippies. They were hippies. They were like natural hippies. They just had, they gave him a shit ton of beet juice and shit like that when he was a kid.
Oh no.
So he's like all natural growing up. So he's always had like that, and he's never taken PEDs his whole career, and that's why his body stayed the same. And there's no like long term effects.
Right.
And that's one of the that's one of the reasons why he says he can still compete at a high level. Just not taking jabs, TJ and shit. And
always good.
Right. So overall, great job, Uriah. I'm beyond happy for him. One of the other fights I wanted to talk about was Josh Emmett when he TKO'd Mirsad Bektic.
Excuse me?
Josh Emmett.
Mirsad Bektic?
Mirsad Bektic.
Mirsad.
No, it's Mirsad Bektic.
Yeah.
They're both really, really good 145 pounders. Josh Emmett trains at Team Alpha Male. He had that brutal loss to Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah.
And it was like a controversial loss because Jeremy hit him with an illegal knee.
Sure.
And before that, he had a crazy... I forget who he knocked out. I think it was Ricardo Lamas. He knocked him the fuck out brutally. And then his recent fight, he just knocked out Michael Johnson pretty bad. Like, not KO'd him. Like, stiff. Like, Josh Emmett has he has devastating knockout power.
Right.
And Miss Bektic also does. He's a great striker as well. They're both elite featherweights. And Josh Emmett, just a straight fucking jab. Just a jab. Dropped Bektic, and then his finishing capabilities, his instinct just fucking TKO'd him.
Jesus.
So that was a huge win for Team Alpha Male as well. Some other notables, Juliana Pena came back. She just had a baby like last year. So this is her first fight in about a year and a half, 2 years. And it was against Nico Montana.
Oh, yeah.
She was a 125-pound champ before Juliana Pena said something. Nico moved up to 100. Yeah, Nico moved up to 135 pounds. So this is a tough fight for Juliana to come back. It's not like no slouch. You know? And Juliana definitely got out-grappled the first round. And that's usually what Juliana does to everybody. Is just out-grapples you and this outpoints you.
So that's a little surprising.
Yeah. But then in the second round and the third round, she out-grappled Nico. It was like she just had to wake up. So it's cool. It was a decent performance. So I'm just happy that she came back on a W because at one point she was a title contender. She fought Valentina Shevchenko. That's one of the only people she's lost to in the octagon.
Who hasn't?
Right. Andre Feely looked amazing. He's also another Team Alpha Male alumni. And I just love watching Feely fight in general. His striking, he's an exciting fighter.
But he hasn't really won recently very much, has he?
Yeah, this is his second win in a row.
Okay.
And he'll win a couple, lose one, lose one. And I'm just happy for him. Head kick, and then like they have that alpha male finishing just instinct.
I know, just fucking jump on it. It's scary.
One person that's not Team Alpha Male related that I really I was impressed with. I guess it's Team Alpha Male related because he fought Team Alpha Male, Darren Elkins. Ryan Hall.
Oh yeah.
He is 8-1. He is 3-0 in the UFC, and he's kind of fucking scary. A little scary. He is a jiu-jitsu specialist. Right. Everyone's terrified to go to the ground with him. He's the guy that submitted BJ Penn with the heel hook or whatever that is, the toe hold. I forget exactly what it was. Yeah. But he's like notoriously known for like having a really, really good heel hook. And his jiu-jitsu is so good that it has increased his striking capabilities. Where he's not even really punching, but he's just throwing spinning kicks, heel kicks, head kicks, all kinds of like spinning moves, spinning shit. And he cracked Darren Elkins with a spinning head kick and dropped him and almost finished him, which is hard to do against Darren Elkins because that fucker is like a zombie. He'll keep coming. And he outstruck Darren Elkins and he just like straight up just destroyed him. He has a good, amazing corner. He has Kenny Florian and Faraz Zahabi in his corner.
Jesus Christ.
So you don't get much better for jiu-jitsu, you know. And I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Sounds like it.
In the future. I think an elite striker like a Max Holloway who's good at managing distance and has really good takedown defense is going to give him a rough night for his money right now. But in the future, he only has 3 UFC fights. Next few fights, he gets on a little streak, gets a little bit more confident with his striking. Like to the ground, he's cool with anybody. Like him and Ortega would be interesting, but
I'm hearing
Ortega has something else.
Korean Zombie.
Yeah, Korean Zombie caught him out, and I think that'd be a
dope fight.
That's a rough fight for Brian, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in rough fights.
I've always been a Korean Zombie fan. Like I always.
But it's hard not to be.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that a little bit later, but it's okay. Thanks for ruining it for me, buddy.
You're welcome.
One thing I do want to also talk about is next Saturday. So we won't be able to talk about it right before the fight. UFC on ESPN4, RDA versus Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
It's like one of the only notable fights. There's also like Andre Arlovsky versus Ben Rothwell, which is just like a battle of like old legends in the heavyweight division. Ben's not really a legend. Andre's a former heavyweight champion. This is what it is. Journeyman fighting.
Old guys.
Hope they get paid. James Vick is back against Dan Hooker. This is hopefully he doesn't have if he loses this one, it's 3 fights in a row.
He's done after that.
I don't think he could be kicked. We've seen
it happen.
Yeah, but I think this will be a good fight for him to win. Dan Hooker is good, but he's not as good as James Vick as far as stats, like as far as his technicality. So it should be a win for James Vick.
You think so?
Greg Hardy is back, and
yeah, I did see that.
He ain't fighting just a no name. He's fighting somebody who has 2 fights in the UFC. So I guess that it has some more experience than most. You know, they're not just giving him like a CM Punk to fight. Oh, me too. But the main event, RDA versus Leon Edwards, is a pretty fucking good fight. Leon Edwards looked good his past 2 fights. He's been like on a really good win streak, but the people he's fought, they're not notable names.
Right.
Until he fought Cowboy and just straight outclassed Cowboy. You could say, oh, Cowboy's small for the weight class. But then he fought Gunnar Nelson and straight outclassed Gunnar. Out-grappled him, out-struck him, beat the fuck out of him.
And Gunnar is definitely no slouch.
Right. And this goes to show that he could be another contender in this welterweight division. It's fucking stacked. RDA, everybody knows what RDA is made of.
Right.
He's a cardio king. His wrestling is fucking relentless. His octagon IQ is off the charts. That's how he beat Kevin Lee. He made Kevin Lee work and gassed him out, basically. He's been a champion before. He's fought everybody, you know? The only time he ever loses is if he gets out-wrestled by somebody stronger than him. Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Leon Edwards might be that guy. I don't think he's a better wrestler. I think he's just bigger. So he may be able to, hold off on the grappling initially. And I think Leon is a very calculated fighter. He has a very high IQ inside the octagon. So I'm leaning towards RDA because I feel like Leon hasn't fought anybody.
Doesn't quite have the experience.
Yeah, RDA fucking ran through Cowboy twice.
Yeah.
And I think he would do the same with Gunnar. So I think this is his first chance to fight a world-class fighter, championship fighter. And if Leon beats RDA, then okay, we got somebody else in the mix.
I thought you were going to say that you were leaning towards Leon, the younger guy.
People we sleep on RDA for no reason.
That's true. Seems to always happen. And he always does prove him wrong.
Yeah, so overall, next fight card is it'll be a good main event, pretty much.
It'll be a good little intermediary event before the big shit pops off.
240. Who's that? Is that No, that's not DC. That's Holloway and Frankie.
Yeah.
In Canada. Not Canadian fighters in that fight card, obviously. So
yeah, naturally.
Pretty good stuff in there, huh?
Absolutely.
Decent. Congrats, Faber. Hope you're proud of us for calling you out on the podcast.
Shout out to us, please.
If you guys enjoy, make sure you rate and share the shit. We really appreciate it, especially on iTunes. That's the most important thing. It helps with the algorithms. It helps with people finding the podcast. I'm
personally a big proponent of Spotify myself.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Have you ever even seen our account on Spotify?
Yes, I ignore it all the time. Also, check out our SoundCloud, which never gets touched.
That's like the first episode.
Alternatively, just go to our website where we have literally everything there.
It's true.
PNAcast.com has our Instagram on it. Our Instagram is always being updated. We post a lot of quality content, guys. You gotta look at it. I spend like 30 minutes per post on it. It's big deals.
It's tough work.
It is. I am not a man who works. Period. All right. So take it from what you get. All right.
Peace out.
See you guys.